All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. And today I have on EOS Nation. We have Denny and we have Eve. And this is a special episode or a special video that we're going to have on. And we got a special announcement at the end, so make sure to hang around. But how you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good yourself, man. Thanks for having us on.
Yes, of course. So where are you guys at right now? Where in the world are you?
Right now, we're both in Ottawa, Canada.
Okay.
And yeah, how about yourself?
I'm in California prepping to move, man. I got a big move to Colombia really soon. I can't wait. About a week or less than a week now, about 6 days.
Nice. All packed up, ready to go?
Yes, trying to introduce EOS to the Latin American community even more than it already is. There's a lot of people down there are big EOS fans. I've seen when I went down there at the end of last year. I met a ton of people at some meetups and they were all fanatics about it, so that was nice to see.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah, so we've heard that you're into EOS quite a bit. You've got your YouTube channel and you're doing a lot of videos that kind of pertain to EOS and what it's all about. Where did you hear about EOS Nation, and like what role do you think that we play in the EOS ecosystem?
Yeah, so naturally, like I love Facebook groups. I think they're really fun and like a good way to connect with people. So when I started getting involved in EOS is, just as far as being interested in what the project was doing, naturally I wanted to look at Telegram groups and Facebook groups and whatnot. And I, came across EOS Nation. You guys have a big group on there, and, went and checked out a lot of the past posts, and I just liked what I saw. Everybody seemed positive and informative, and there was really cool information, things. I saw a lot of content in there that I ended up making videos on as well too. So it was nice to see that. And then I think I actually posted a video about EOS, and then somebody, I think it was Dave, who was one of the moderators in the group, he commented on it and said, man, like, why don't you share your group or your videos in EOS Nation? People would love it. So started doing that, got in contact with you guys. So it's kind of an organic progression on how I found out about you guys.
Yeah, good. Yeah, Dave's a really good guy. He's part of our co-founders. So EOS Nation, I guess what we're all about, and I guess what you've read, it's all about community engagement. Exactly. So our motto, and we're trying to be a BP. So we submitted our candidacy to be a BP. Mm-hmm. So that in June, when main launches, we're hoping to be either one of the original 21, either I guess 22 if you look at the appointed BPs. That's part of the idea. But yeah, it's all about community engagement, reaching out to people that are already doing something in the EOS space. And seeing how we can help them do more, how we can facilitate, how we can support their role. And I know that you're doing a lot already through your channel to help EOS adoption. Like, can you go a little bit deeper in terms of what you're doing that's helping EOS specifically?
Yeah, so it's funny. Like, I would say of my audience that I have on there now, I'd say a lot of people, we're already in the EOS community, which is great. That's, I think, how a lot of people found out about my channel. But I do have a lot of people who don't know much about EOS that are on there as well too. And I get the comments like, why do you talk about EOS so much? You know what I mean? But it's not for any particular reason, you know what I mean? Other than it's just genuinely what I'm interested in, and it's a project that I think has, I think the most potential in the entire space, comparing it to a lot of different things. So it tends to be a reoccurring thing I want to keep going back to, and I almost get kind of I almost miss, learning more about EOS. I'll go into other projects and dive in, and I'm like, but it's not quite like that, and so it always
keeps a tendency to do that, right?
Yeah. And I didn't, that wasn't never intentional, you know what I mean? But again, like, I think the best things happen that way, where they're just genuinely, it just feels right, so for me, I want to do my part, and a lot of my videos, I'll put like the notes up on the side, and people ask, or I've seen a lot of people on the comments say like that they really like that, and why'd I do that? It just, for me, that's the way my brain works. Like, I'll watch a video and I'll take like 8 to 10 key points, and if I want to go back and go, okay, what was it about the EOS storage that I remembered, and I want to have like these these points I can fire out that I think are like the most important. And in general, like in a lot of things content wise, they're so long, right? And so if you can get all the highlights, I think that's really what people are trying to accomplish on YouTube. Like, generally most people don't want to spend a really long time on a video unless it's just jam-packed with information. They want like the highlights. So I'm trying to do my part, you know what I mean, and kind of share that with people because I think it's valuable for them, and more so it's for me. Like, there's things like like some of the websites I put up, like what is it, like the one where you can go back and you can see and make sure that your wallet's fully registered with EOS, and like some of the different ones. I almost use it as a catalog for me to, I think it's EOS Authority, but I'll use my channel as a catalog to go, what was that site? And I'm like, oh yeah, I made a video on it. So I almost use it as my own resource so I don't forget about these things, because I'm the guy with, 10 tabs open.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Like we've seen a lot of your stuff, and it's great because you are sharing so much information out there with viewers. I mean, you go from, I've seen some videos where I think at some point you were showing like the 10 best things about EOS, right? And you just break it down for people either that really don't know much about the blockchain to start with, or blockchain technology to, in the beginning. And then you kind of break it down and like, this is where we've had challenges in the past on blockchain and different projects. And here's like where EOS is just excelling at, like, here's what they're going to bring to this space and stuff. You're doing a really, really good job. I guess you can say like we have an ambassador program at EOS Nation, and it feels like you could be a good fit, like you're already out there sharing information, engaging with the community without being prompted. Like this is all self-driven, right? And that's what we're looking for an ambassadors. So like that, if you were to become an ambassador for EOS Nation, what do you see that you'd be doing that'd be different versus what you're doing right now?
Yeah. So apart from, just continuing to try and improve the quality, of what I'm putting out for people just on the topic of EOS and all things EOS related, because like, I think a lot of people know who've been following, there's going to be a million and a half things coming in the next months and years that are going to be awesome. And like, whether it's news or whatever, new developments. But apart from that, I really like doing I think you guys were telling me, about what you did prior, or I think yesterday you guys said you came back from a meetup. I love going to the meetup. So I would love to go around and host my own meetups, you know what I mean? And in person, and get as many people there as possible, whether they're like in my, currently like following my channel, or just out on the other, out in the ethos, for lack of a better word, that people who are in the EOS community that want to, meet up, because I think it's important, it's fun to meet people with like ideas and discuss what you guys think, or, what everyone thinks is cool about the project. And you know what I mean? And then again, you meet all kinds of people. I mean, I can meet people like you guys, or you can meet, hardcore developers, or people like me who aren't developers, but just love chatting about it and are trying to kind of put my own, value out there for people. So, yeah, that would be a huge part, man. I would love to do the in-person meetups and kind of, what's the word? Kind of maestro those events and just kind of maybe lead the questions and bring people together. I think it'd be awesome.
Nice. Yeah, we have actually, like, just to give context to your viewers, we've got one of the maestros that was at the event, Denis, who is also a co-founder with us. We've got 7 co-founders, and Denis is one of them. Maybe Denis, you can give a little bit of idea of like what event Dallas is talking about that we held the other day.
Yeah. So we were at the Aerial meetup hosted by EOS Toronto. So on Monday, we had an event. It was announced with the EOS Toronto. So we had about 35 people outside the organizers show up, and we had an introduction to EOS, so that way people can understand what EOS is. We had actually the CEO of Aereo show up and do a presentation about Aereo's blockchain. And also at the end, we always have a prize. So we had a quiz, and everyone got riled up. They had drinks, pizza, and there's always prizes. So we're going to bring all the swag that we can for these events. So when we're reaching out to meetup organizers, it could be a small meetup, it could be a small city, a small town, or it could also be a large conference. So we're also planning to help or coordinate with other larger conferences that are EOS related, that are also on the hopper. Some people will have different levels of support. So if we're supporting a small meetup, about say 10 to 30 people, there'll be a different support. It might be educational materials. It'll maybe be like, here's the steps of what you can do for organizing your first event. But let's say if it was a big conference, it might be a different level of support, whether it be funding or speakers or sponsors. So all these types of support, or these sort of founder ambassadors that we're looking for, are all from different ranges, and anyone can apply, and we could have those discussions with those meetup organizers, and they can come on board for the EOS Nation Ambassador Program. But we're looking for all sorts of people: bloggers, YouTubers, personalities like you, meetup organizers, conference event organizers, anything that has to do with the community and building of the stronger EOS community. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, like as a good segue, Denny, like the event Monday night was Ereo, right? And Ereo reached out, and I guess the way that we were connected with them was through EOS Go. So EOS Go also kind of sponsored that event, right? So we have EOS Toronto, we have EOS Go, and I guess I mean we had some people there as well. EOS Index, the founder of EOS Index, Jan was there as well. And you know he's applied to be an ambassador with us, and so we've got some upcoming news on that later on. But I guess just to give me an idea, Dallas, like, this is kind of a tricky question, but if ever, so what we're trying to do with EOS Nation is we're not trying to take up the space where people are. What we're trying to do is really leverage off of the fact that people are already out in the community. They're already hosting events. They're already doing YouTube videos like you are. They're already, writing articles. They're already doing their own thing. And what we're trying to do is to position ourselves as a BP that would give back to them. So all the different BPs are, they're working out their governance, and a lot of them, and which is great because that's what we're going to need. A lot of them are going to be focusing on dApps. What we're going to be focusing on is if we can get to be a BP, a lot of those tokens are going to come to us, and we have to decide where we're going to redistribute those tokens, right? Which projects we're going to invest into. And what EOS Nation decided that they're going to do is really, really focus on the community engagement aspect, kind of could be an educational hub for the EOS ecosystem. And like people like yourselves, who are already doing something, we're looking to partner with those people to see if you were to have an influx of, tokens, because really a big part will be that, we're going to have access to tokens. If you were to have that, what would happen? So I'm just going to put you on the spot here, Dallas. So if ever we were to get, and I'm just going to pick a number, let's say 20,000 EOS tokens tomorrow, like you're just getting an influx, boom. We decide as co-founders that your project is worthwhile. You've applied and you want to get some extra funding because you want to do more material, whatever it is. So if you were to get a big influx of EOS tokens tomorrow, what would you do with it?
Man, how much time do you guys have, right? No, I got a lot of ideas. I've thought about this a lot, right? When I first learned about what positions, in a sense, the block producers are going to be in terms of being able to make a difference with having an influx of tokens. I started kind of compiling a list of all the different things I could or would do if I had access to that. So number one, like I said, kind of going back to my previous point of doing the in-person events, I would love to get with some regularity. Pick a few like key cities where I think would be accessible for a lot of people, have live events in person. That would be one thing that'd be awesome. Number two, I think you guys touched on it in last time, I think is, having swag for people. I think that's really fun, right? Like that's a big thing I like about the EOS Nation group is inside of there. I don't know who is doing this, but someone's making like the coolest EOS graphics, and like my background on my computer right now, even before talking to you guys like in person, what it was the EOS Nation, the one that's like the full space image. I just thought it was so cool.
Nice.
So that's my background right now, so I can nerd out on EOS whenever I open my computer up. So it'd be partly that. Also too, like this is kind of a far out there idea, but man, I would love to, I think I saw somebody in the site where it's got all the EOS different, I think it's EOS Index. It's got all the different projects. I think somebody put something about like an EOS cafe. Like I think it'd be the coolest thing ever. Like I'm from LA, to start like a coffee shop that only accepts EOS in the community. And then it attracts people to come in there and hang out. It gets people to go like, well, what is EOS? Why are they accepting that? You know what I mean? That would be something else maybe I would do. Maybe try and get like a little business or a few of them going. That way, it'd be, fully kind of on, like I said, on EOS. That I think that'd be fun. Have all the furniture and the chairs, have the chestahedron in it. It'd be sweet. So that'd be one aspect. And then I even love, like I said, apart, from being able to kind of do my part with the channel, I would love to go out and kind of hit the streets and then tell people, hey, like, we're going to set you up and get you in the game. Do you know what EOS is? No? Okay, well, here, we're going to give you 10. Here's what it is. Here's how you get set up. This is what you can do. And just kind of do that to kind of onboard new people and get them started with something. I think that's, for a lot of people, because I've helped probably 100 friends and family get started in the blockchain crypto space. And most of them, they wouldn't even start until I was like, look, I'll just send you $10, like just so you have something. And I think when people have something to look at, it's real for them then. So that would be, I think, a cool way to do it too, just to onboard people. Obviously, we don't want to just sprinkle out free money out there unless people really, want to be a part of the community and take part in what everyone's doing, which is so, I think, productive and positive. I think that'd be a fun thing to do as well. But I think there's a million ideas right now. I'll probably have 10 more for you guys next week.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, so I guess Denis and I spoke, and I don't know, man. We got a little surprise for you. We got a little surprise for your viewers.
Okay.
So I don't know. Denis, do you want to announce the surprise, or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, no, I think we that surprise will be from both of us and all our core founders. So definitely, we would definitely love to have you as an ambassador. You would actually be the first announced official ambassador from our program.
Sweet.
So we would definitely love to have you. And
yes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So, yeah, that's awesome. So it was a unanimous decision. Everybody wants to have you on board. Like, you're already doing so much for the space. You're already out there without being rewarded, right? And so it's exactly the kind of partnership we want to look for. People who are already out there, already doing what they can to support the EOS community, to grow the EOS ecosystem, and you just perfectly fit the bill. And we know that you're going to be working on more projects and whatnot, so we want to be able to leverage that. And I heard that you're kind of leaving it a little bit as well. Is that a public thing?
You said that I'm what?
You're leaving. You're going to be moving and going somewhere else soon.
Yes. I'm going to Colombia, going to Medellin. But again, I like to travel, so I'm all over. But that will be the new home base I'm setting up. Yeah. But thank you guys, man. I'm excited. I know. You guys I was just kind of waiting to see if this was a possibility of being an ambassador with you guys. And like you said, you guys have seen the efforts I've been trying to make. And that's something I think is super important for people, man. And that's what I like so much about this whole space is, there's not like, it's a hotel lobby in a way that it's never locked. You can come in and contribute whatever you want. Like I didn't have to ask anybody to start doing things for the EOS community. And it's completely open for people to help out, whether your skill set's making videos or coding or you're a programmer or whatever it is. And I think that I really appreciate you guys noticing that. And thank you guys for inviting me to be, the first ambassador. I know there's probably a long list of people who are applying to try and do that as well. And I'm sure there'll be more announcements coming soon, which I will share here on the channel for everybody listening, because I think you guys will want to know.
Awesome, man. Well, cheers. And we've got a couple of interviews to go do after this. So thanks for having us on your channel. And we look forward to working with you in the next couple of months before mainnet launches. It's just crazy on our side. I imagine it's going to be crazy on yours as well.
Yes.
So yeah, man. Peace out.
Where, let me ask you real quick before you guys go, where can people get involved with EOS Nation? What's the best spots? I want to give people somewhere to go if they want to do so.
So right now we've got our Facebook channel called EOS Nation. That's probably the best place to kind of reach out. We've got a community of 1,600 people and growing. It's a fairly large community. We also have Telegram. So if you go check out EOS Nation in Telegram, we've got a pretty good group there. It's a little bit smaller, so you have a little bit more access to the founders to ask some questions, whatever. We're very active in there. And then we've got our Twitter, we've got our Steemit account, and so we're all on social media. And I guess now we're on your channel as well. So just hit us up. We have a couple of announcements that we're going to be making in the next couple of days.
Okay.
We were in Toronto earlier this week. We're going to be going back to Toronto for an event in about 2 weeks or so. We have an interview that hasn't been announced yet, but that's going to be happening on April 2nd. So keep up to date and check us out. April 2nd is going to be an interview, and we're going to have another meetup in Ottawa on April 17th. And then we're just the things are just rolling in, and we're just trying to coordinate everything. But definitely come and check us out in person if you're in the region. Either Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal. We've got a couple places there. If not, online, always online. Like I said, our Telegram, our Facebook. Just go for it.
Amazing. Cool. I know you guys both, and the rest of the team at EOS Nation have big plans for, the future, and especially with the mainnet launching in June. I think it's going to be really exciting next few months leading up to that. So I'm sure I'll have you guys back on, and we can go deeper into, some of the specifics and some special announcements. I know you guys are plan on rolling out soon. But thank you guys. I really appreciate, you guys, like I said, inviting me on as an ambassador, and I'm looking forward to, a real optimistic future. I'm excited. So thank you guys.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Thank you.